Hey there, smart home enthusiasts. Welcome back to the official YoLink support channel. In today's video, we'll be taking a look at two of YoLink's security devices to help keep your home safe. We're looking at the YoLink outdoor motion sensor and the YoLink outdoor alarm controller and siren kit. These two devices are part of the greater YoLink security family that include window and door sensors, remote fobs, indoor motion sensors, and many more. Now, of course, with both of these, you're going to need a YoLink hub or the YoLink speaker hub. You can find links to both below. Now, if you need help setting up your YoLink hub, check out the tutorial video right up here. So stay tuned as we take a closer look at these two products. So first, let's take a look at the outdoor motion sensor. This sensor is great for triggering outdoor lights or even allowing you to be notified that someone's coming down your driveway. So if we open up the box, we'll see what's included. One outdoor motion sensor with articulating mount, 4 mounting screws, and a quick start guide. So let's quickly look at the features. Of course, this being an outdoor rated product, it's rated for IP67 for water and dust resistance, which means it should be able to take whatever Mother Nature throws at it. The design also includes a rain hood to protect the lens from getting water on it. Now, the outdoor motion sensor can be mounted to a variety of different surfaces, like wood, stucco, concrete, or even a pole. You might need additional mounting hardware depending on your location. We recommend that you mount the sensor 90 degrees from the area of motion. So if you're wanting to monitor people coming to your front door, you'll need to mount it to the side of the front door. Or if you want to monitor a driveway, then you want to mount the sensor to a tree or a pole that faces towards your driveway. Now, the passive infrared sensor can detect motion up to 30 feet away. It also has a sensing field of view of 30 degrees on the vertical and 60 degrees on the horizontal. The operating temperature range is -4 degrees Fahrenheit to plus 122 degrees Fahrenheit. Of course, because it is a YoLink sensor, it'll work up to 1,000 feet away from the hub using YoLink's LoRa technology. Now, like most of the YoLink sensors, this one is powered by 2 included AA batteries. Now, if you need to replace the batteries, then just remove the 4 screws on the back of the unit to access the battery area. Now, you can set the motion sensitivity within the YoLink app. The outdoor motion sensor has 3 levels of motion sensitivity: low, medium, and high. Now that we've seen the outdoor motion sensor, let's take a look at what you can use to scare off an intruder. Now, this kit comes with 2 main parts: the outdoor alarm controller and the siren. This particular kit comes with a 110 decibel siren, but there are other kits available. So first, let's open up the alarm controller and see what's inside. So inside the alarm controller box, we'll of course find the alarm controller and a quick start guide. Now, inside the siren box, we have the 110 decibel siren with a custom connector to connect you into the alarm controller. Now, the first thing you might notice is that this system is completely wireless. Well, except for the one connecting the siren to the controller. This means you can install an outside siren without having to run a signal or power wire to your location. Both the controller and the siren are powered from one set of 4 AA batteries, which are not included with this kit. This gives the system up to 2 years of standby time. Now, because the controller uses YoLink's LoRa wireless technology, you can have the siren up to 1,000 feet away from your hub. Now, this controller can actually drive any 12-volt DC siren or device up to 400 milliamps. Because you can connect the siren and controller to your YoLink hub, you have a massive amount of control over how you want to use the siren. You can set the siren duration and the automatic silence times in the YoLink app. You can also set up custom automations using other YoLink sensors and devices. You can even set up motion and window sensors to build your own home security system. Add in a YoLink remote, and you can even make your own panic button. You can also clear alarms and silence when away from your home using the YoLink app. These devices can also be added to Google Assistant, Amazon Alexa, or even IFTTT for more control. Now that we've seen what these two devices can do, let's see how to set them up. So setting up these devices are a snap. So the first thing we have to do is pair these to the hub. Now, to do this, all you need to do is open up your YoLink app, click on the scanner button in the top right-hand corner, and then scan the QR code on the back of the unit. Once you do that, you'll be given the option to change the name and also assign it to a room. You can also mark it as a favorite from here. So when you're ready, click Bind Device. And you'll get a notice saying the device is bound. But if you look here in the background, it says the device is offline. Well, it's because we haven't woken it up yet. So to wake up and connect to the unit, all we need to do is press the set button here on the front. Once you press the set button, the light should flash red and then green to indicate it's been bound and connected to your hub. Now, the procedure to add the siren controller is identical, except for these small notes. 1, you'll need to provide your own 4 AA batteries and install them in the unit. Then proceed to pair like you would any other device. Finally, once bound, press the set button in order to wake up the device and have it connect to your hub. Now, please note, if you do want to test your siren, you can connect the siren to the controller. But please make sure you're using hearing protection while testing. If you are testing outdoors, you might want to warn your neighbors so you don't get an unwelcome visit from the police. Alright, so let's start with the outdoor motion sensor and see how to configure and use it in the application. On the main screen, we'll see a visual indicator of the status of the sensor, whether it's tripped or clear. Like other sensors, up at the top right hand corner, you can quickly see the battery and signal status for this device. Then at the bottom, we can click the history and see what events have triggered the sensor. Now if you press the three dots in the top right hand corner, you'll be taken to the device details. In this screen, you can change the name in the room. You can also set up the alarm strategy, which if you want to use the sensor as a security device instead of a light controller, you can set the alerts right here. So typically, if you're going to want to use this for a security device, you want to set it to affected when away. This way you'll only get notifications when you're outside of the house. You can click on View the Alarm Strategies to go in and customize these. If you want more information, check out our hub video. Below that, we have an option to enable or disable the alert LED on the front of the motion sensor. So if you have a motion event and you want the light to blink, then have this set to be on. Now, one quick note. If motion is continuously detected, for example, there's constant motion in the area in front of the sensor, you receive a message once when the event is first triggered. Then you will not get another alert for an additional 30 minutes. However, if the motion stops for 1 minute, or whatever you have set in the time to enter no motion state, then the next motion event, you'll get another alert. The next setting is time to enter no motion state. This is the time it takes for the sensor to reset after no motion is detected. By default, this is set to 1 minute, which is the lowest threshold. You can set this to as many hours or minutes as you want. Below that, we have the sensitivity. Again, this can be low, medium, or high. Another quick note, if you do get false positives, this would be when motion is detected when there isn't any, then you need to turn down your sensitivity. We have another link here to the history screen, as we did on the main screen, and then we can see the current state of the device, whether it's normal or offline. And then below all that is all the technical information and signal levels of the device. One thing to note is here at the bottom is under firmware. You'll see on my screen, I have a new firmware that's ready to be installed. So I click on this, it will go ahead and install the new version of the firmware on my device. And then finally below that is the remove device if you want to take this device out of your hub. Next up, let's take a look at the Siren controller. On the main screen, we'll see the visual indication of the status of the Siren, whether it's alerting or clear. You can also press Start Alarm below this to manually activate the alarm. Below that, you can click the History button to be taken to the history screen, which will show you anytime the alarm was set off. Then in the top right-hand corner, we can see the battery and signal status. Then if we click the three dots again, we'll be taken into the device detail screen. So from here, we can update the name and the room of the device. Again, you can set it to a favorite. Then below that is the history screen, which is the same one we went to on the main screen. Below that, we have the alarm duration. This setting will set how long the alarm will sound when set off. So currently it's set to 30 seconds. So it'll go off for 30 seconds and then shut down unless it's triggered again. This can range from 30 seconds to 30 minutes. Now please note, the longer you trigger the siren, the more it's going to drain the batteries. Then we see another battery status and then the connection state. Below that, we have all the technical information. Again, note the firmware if there is an updated firmware for your device. And then below that is the delete device button. So this next section, we're going to look at a couple of example automations to give you some ideas of how to set up your house. So first, let's take a look at how to trigger a light using the outdoor motion sensor. Now for this example, we're going to be using a mini plug from YoLink connected to a lamp. But you could also use any of the YoLink wall switches to control your outside lights. So to create a new automation, click on the smart screen at the bottom right-hand corner, and then the Automations tab. Then we need to click Add Automation. So first, we'll give it a name, and then we need to set up what triggers this. So we'll click the plus under the when. We can set either a schedule or a device action. So we'll click Device Action, and we want to select our outdoor motion sensor. We'll select when motion is detected. Next, we need to set what happens when that motion is detected. So we'll click on Behavior. So here we have options on what will be triggered, like device actions, a delay to wait, set off an alarm strategy, send a notification to somebody with the YoLink app, or put a filter in like an if-then statement. So we're going to do device action. Then we're going to set the YoLink plug to turn on, and then hit the check mark. Then say we want this to stay on for 5 minutes and turn off again. To do that, all we need to do is introduce a delay. We'll click the plus button, click delay, and set this for 5 minutes. Then click confirm. So to turn the plug off after 5 minutes, we'll hit the plus button, select the device actions. Then we want to toggle the YoLink plug off, make sure it's checked, and then click the plus button. Now we'll see the YoLink plug is set to turn off after 5 minutes. If you want to remove anything from the automation screen, just swipe to the left and click delete. The last section, we can set the working time, which this is the time in which the automation will be ran. So we can set this to only be between 8 p.m. and 5 a.m. or whatever you want to set it for. Then we can click the check mark. Now, anytime this detects motion, the lamp will turn on. Next up, let's create an example automation using our outdoor siren. For this example, we're going to be using a YoLink door and window sensor to trigger our siren, only if we're away from home. So again, we need to go to the Smart section and click Automations, then click the plus button in the top right-hand corner to add a new automation. We're going to give this, again, another name. So when, we're going to click on Device Actions, select our door sensor, and then say when door is opened. Then for behavior, we'll click the plus button. Now under the then section, we need to set up a little bit more of an advanced rule to have it only trigger when we're away. So to do this, we need to hit the plus button and go down to filter. Then under the if condition, we'll click set condition. And we want to actually check a scene. So we're going to click check scene and click continue. These are the available scenes that your YoLink hub can be in based on a variety of factors. So we want to look for away. So we're going to click away and we want to say away is activated. So then we have it set to continue if this is valid. So we're going to click confirm. Then we want to hit plus and go device actions, select our siren alarm and click start alarm and then hit check. And then of course, it's going to automatically disable itself after 30 seconds. So we don't need to add a delay in here. Now I do have it disconnected because I don't want to go deaf, but we can see in the application when this changes. To confirm everything's working, I'm going to enable a notification. So I click on notification and I'm going to put in a notification here. And we're going to set it to default. Hit save. And so the working time, we're going to set it to always available because this is only going to trigger when we're currently away. Hit the check mark and we're going to go back to rooms. So here we can see if we trigger the alarm. So currently we are in home mode, so this shouldn't trigger. So I'm going to open up the door sensor. It's opened and you can see the alarm is not going off right now, which is good. It's what we expected. So to switch ourselves into away mode, we want to click on the Smart tab and then we would click the play button next to the away. So now the scene has been executed and we are now in away mode. So now that we're in away mode, when I open up the sensor, we should be getting a notification and the alarm would set off if I had it plugged in. There we go. Now our alarm would be going off if it was connected and we see a notification in the app. So again, this is nice because this will only trigger when you're in that specific mode, not all the time. Now we get a large number of frequently asked questions to our support team over at support@yosmart.com. We'll start with the motion sensor. Does the YoLink motion sensor work with Google Assistant? No, unfortunately the YoLink motion sensor does not work with the Google Assistant due to Google's limitations. Our engineering team has attempted to link the sensor to Google Home, but Google currently does not support the necessary features of the motion sensor. However, the YoLink motion sensor is compatible with Alexa and IFTTT, along with Home Assistant. How long does it take for sensitivity changes to take effect on the motion sensor? If you change the level of sensitivity on your YoLink motion sensor, it will take effect during the next event of motion, or the next time the sensor has a heartbeat to wake up and communicate with the hub, which can take up to 4 hours. However, if you press the set button one time, the changes will take effect immediately. Can the YoLink motion sensor be affected by extremely high or low ambient temperatures? Is it more sensitive in cold weather than in hot weather? The YoLink motion sensor uses a pair of pyroelectric sensors to detect heat energy in the surrounding environment. These two sensors sit side by side, and when the signal between the two of them changes, for example, if a person enters the room, one sees more heat, one sees less, the sensor will turn on. This sensor's performance may be affected if the surrounding environment is close to that of human body temperature, causing the detection range to become shorter. So let's take a look at a few frequently asked questions for the outdoor siren. Can I adjust the volume or sound level of the YoLink alarm controller and the siren horn? Unfortunately, the siren provided has a fixed sound intensity of 110 decibels and cannot be adjusted. If you require adjustable volume, consider using the YS7103 siren or the YS1604 speaker hub. Note, these are for indoor use. Alternatively, you can purchase other sirens that are compatible with the YoLink alarm controller and customize the setup according to your needs. How do I mute an active alarm? The YoLink alarm controller and siren will automatically silence the alarm based on the alarm duration setting in your app, with the default being 30 seconds. There are other ways to silence an alarm as well. Number 1, press the set button on the alarm controller. Number 2, tap the stop alarm button in the YoLink app. Number 3, temporarily mute the controller in the YoLink app. Note, this requires contacting the YoLink customer support team to have your firmware updated. Then you can set the mute durations in the details screen. Number 4, you can press the associated off button on the optional YoLink remote if it's been paired to your system. Finally, number 5, you can press the associated stop alarm or mute button on the optional YoLink siren fob, sold separately. The YoLink's outdoor motion sensor and outdoor alarm controller with Siren kit are two impressive security devices that can help keep your home safe. The outdoor motion sensor is great for triggering outdoor lights or alerting you if someone's coming down your driveway. With its weatherproof design and flexible mounting options, it's a versatile addition to any home security setup. The outdoor alarm controller and its Siren kit is a completely wireless solution that can drive any 12-volt DC siren. With its massive amount of control and integration with Google Assistant, Amazon Alexa, IFTTT, and Home Assistant, it's a powerful tool for your home security. Whether you're looking to add to an existing setup or build a new one from scratch, these devices are well worth considering. We hope this video has helped you understand these two devices and how to use them. If you're interested in either device, there are links to both the YoLink store and Amazon in the description below. If you have any further questions, feel free to leave a comment below or reach out to our support team at support@yosmart.com. Or check out our support resources at support.yolink.com. Thanks for watching.